So let me share my screen. So hopefully people see my screen okay. Cool. So as some of you might be aware that the PRA has launched the Thames Green Scheme late last year at the Greening the Inland Conference. And today we just want to use this opportunity to give you a bit more details about the scheme and hopefully convince you to sign up at the end of it. So just a recap of what the Thames Green Scheme is about. So basically, it's an environmental performance indicator that's designed specifically for inland vessels. And it's an opportunity for you as an operator to showcase any work that you've been doing that's beyond the current regulations and policy, and that's helped to protect and even enhance our environment. And it's there to give the recognitions for those who make the first step to adopt new fuel type, new technologies, and you mentioned before the e-vessels or any retrofit technologies. And looking from a different perspective, we want to use the scheme to help customers and businesses to pick up the green transport options that suit their needs and values. And it's planned to use in a similar way to force the fleet operator recognition scheme for vehicle. And the idea is when a customer sees your organization, that your organization is part of the scheme, that they would immediately know your organization is an environmental friendly company. And it's also used as a tool to demonstrate your corporate social responsibility and improve the environment. So how does it work? It's very simple. It's only got 3 steps. So first you sign up on the Thames Green Scheme website. That is greenscheme.pra.co.uk. And then for that, you find a link that you can submit your corporate information. And once you've done that, it will follow up with a form to fill your vessel fleet information. And then all those information will evaluate it and award you with one of the 5 tiers. So go into in a bit more details of exactly what kind of information we are looking for. So for the corporate information, it's cover various environmental areas such as waste, litter, news, and carbon footprint. So the evaluation will be on different management systems. So if you got environmental management iOS 14.1 standard, if you got any peer or any offices that got renewable energy infrastructures, how you do with your waste and litter management, do you recycle your waste or appropriately? Do you have any oil spill management? Do you have spill kits, and does it maintain on a regular basis? And do you report any oil spill to the relevant authority? And it's also include the news and complaint management, and that's including noise, wash, black smoke, and light pollution. On top of that, we also evaluate on the involvement and action taken to raise awareness of litter and wildlife. So for corporate awareness, that might include having an article on your staff newsletter, organized litter pick, which is easier now than ever with the launch of Cleaning the Thames website last year. And for raising public awareness, that might include sponsoring an NGO or a charity, or helping to facilitate a research project on these topics, or start small by putting box hotel boxes on your premises, or even taking a photo of the wildlife when you're out and about on the river and post it on social media. All this stuff will contribute to your score, and also, more importantly, raise the awareness of these issues on the river. And the evaluation also includes involvement and awareness of new technologies, and that includes taking part in trials. As mentioned before, it could be a retrofit trial, a new fuel trial, or e-vessel trial, or attending webinar and workshop that's like this to sort of keep up to date what kind of technology is available. Last but not least, the calculation of carbon footprint, establish a reduction target and action plan. So that's more or less the corporate information side. And for the vessel information, it covers 3 main areas: air quality, energy efficiency, black and grey water management, if that's applicable. And the assessment will be for every vessel in your fleet. So for air quality, we'll evaluate against your engine type, your engine standard, fuel type. That's if the engine is a diesel engine, what kind of EU state or standard it's for, or IMO tier. And for fuel types, is it run on diesel, or is it run on low carbon emission fuel like HVO or GTL? Or if your engine is a hybrid, and what type of fuel it's run on, diesel or low carbon emission fuel. And also we want to know if it's got any post-combustion abatement technologies such as SCR or particular filter, that kind of information. And for energy efficiency, there's 2 main themes. So one behavioral. So do you travel with the tide when you can? Do you minimize your logistic to reduce amount of trip needed? Or technical modification, so do you modify the hull design, the propulsion to make it more energy efficient, or do you install LED lights, which also help with the energy efficiency? And for black and grey water management, if it's applicable, know that not every vessel have that facility, but if it has, do you have a vacuum toilet or compost toilet? Or for grey water, do you replumb it to your holding tank so it not discharge on the side of the vessel? So the information that you provide, we evaluate it and we calculate a score. So for the corporate information, we calculate a corporation score, and for all your vessel information, we average it to an average score. And then for that, we calculate an overall score based on those 2, and then we assign for it here. So here is sort of the lookup table for what kind of score you get for your overall score. And we also have a minimal average vessel score that you have to meet before you get awarded to specific tiers. Next, just want to give you an example of a vessel. So here's a vessel. It's got a tier 2 diesel engine. It's go for regular maintenance. It run on diesel. It's plug into a generator when it's at berth. It's to travel with time, sorry, the typo, unnecessary journey reduce. It operate at its best efficiency, and it also have anti-fouling paint. So for that vessel, unfortunately have a score lower than 10, so it doesn't meet the minimum requirement to sit on the bronze. However, if it's do any of the following, either adopting to a lower emissions fuel like HVO or GTL, or if it's plugged into shore power when it's at berth rather than plug into a generator, it will have a score above 10. And if we take one step forward, it's doing both HVO and plug-in shore power, it will improve his score to about 20, which is the minimum score for awarding to a silver. So obviously that works based on if all the vessels across your fleet do the same thing. And does it stop there? There's always room for improvement. So if they install abatement technology such as SCR to reduce the emission of NOx, it's use LED lighting, it's replumb grey water to holding tank, it would actually improve its score to about 30. So let's look at a different type of vessel. This vessel is a hybrid. Again, it's maintained its engine regularly, it's diesel, and because it is a hybrid vessel, so it's got a higher starting score, and so for doing those, it will have a score about 20. However, if it's adopt a low carbon emission fuel, like HVO or GTL, and then plug in the shore power, it's improved the score to over 30. Again, if it take one step further to install LED lights, have a vacuum toilet, and replumb grey water to holding tank, it will have a score of about 40, which is the minimum score to obtain a goal. And obviously, again, if the entire fleet is have this vessel, then that will award to a goal. And in terms of cooperation side of things, so if this your organization participate in a workshop like this one, it's to mix recycling, is store waste and litter appropriately. It's promote or raise awareness of litter and wildlife by publishing articles or photos on the website, and report wildlife to PRA. It have a good management oil spill management, and it's recorded a reduce of complaint compared to previous year, or have a score about 20. However, if it's take a step further to conform the ISO 14001 standard, it's actively involved in trials. It's quantified the waste is generated. It's it's a plastic-free organization. It's produced staff letter, sponsor NGO organized litter pick to improve the awareness of litter and wildlife, and to calculate the carbon footprint and reduce and set a reduction target and action plan. It will improve its corporate score massively to about 60. So I hope it gives you a better idea what the scheme is about. And I've got an announcement to make. And that is, we've got 2 operators, including ourselves and GPS Marine, have already signed up for the scheme, and both organizations have awarded a silver. For GPS Marine, some of the key highlighting points are its vast majority of its fleet, it's adopted a cleaner fuel. It's called HVO, and Paul, the speaker after me, is going to explain a bit more about why it's a good thing to do. And also it's been involved in trials. So we have SCR and particular filter installed on 2 of its vessels. It's replumbs the grey water tank to the holding tank. It's also sponsored Thames 21 and calculate carbon footprint. And for the Port of London Authority, it's awarded a silver because mainly attributes to its capability of plug-in shore power and its berth. It's obviously got our hybrid vessels in one of our fleet of hybrid vessels, and also slowly adopting HVO as a fuel. So hopefully all this information will convince you being part of the scheme is a positive thing. And please, if you're interested to join, go to the Green Scheme website. That is greenscheme.pia.co.uk. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed for that, Veronica. And thank you to John and GPS for signing up as well.